Lethal and myself are going to be taking you through all of the highs and lows of all of our ESL Mobile Open titles from this past week. And we're going to kick things off with PUBG. So Lethal, I've got a quick question for you first. How confident are you with a sniper in PUBG Mobile? Because that's what I want to see more of.
Oh, I'm getting on a bit now, mate. You know, age is starting to show, so I've got some wear and tear here and there. So I think I'm pretty dab hand with the sniper, you know, trying to lay down the law on some of these players. But, you know, speaking of laying down the law, number 1 EU and the 4 Romanian boys, the gatekeepers continuing on with those top 2 spots. Number 1 EU actually extending their lead by a fair amount now. And, you know, statistically, they've had 18 wins this time round, 324 kills, but, you know, plenty more stats to come here, Banks.
Yeah, regarding the kills count as well, we've got 4 Romanian boys on 331 kills at the moment as well. And we've also got some huge numbers in terms of chicken dinners, but 10 from Tip Top Teletubbies, there we go, and OP Devils are both on 10 wins. So an 8 chicken dinner difference between, you know, second amount of chicken dinners and then first as well. It's absolutely insane. 1 kill separates the record between Tip Top Teletubbies and OP Devils, 250 to 251. So there's some insane stats going through this PUBG Mobile ladder, and as we progress down into 9th all the way down to 16th as well, we'll see Red Moon, who are holding on to that 9th position right now, almost in that top 8 with 8 chicken dinners and only 185 kills, which doesn't sound like a lot in comparison, but they are so consistent and are hitting that top 3 spot almost every time, Lethal.
Yeah, one of the key words there, you know, high level of consistency. There are a couple of teams have actually sneaked into this top 16, and the top 8 need to really be careful and watch out, and, you know, not just worry about placements, but the kills they get along the way. So there's a lot of factors they need to take into account, and I think there's going to be a lot more pressure, especially around the teams between 5th and 8th, considering, you know, Red Moon, RGX team, Panda, they can also, like, try and sneak in if possible. And, you know, why not? There's plenty of opportunities and room for them to actually do so. So we have to be very, very careful here, because we haven't got long left until they actually lead up to the top 8.
Well, we've got to remember why all of these teams are here as well. I mean, trying to prove themselves, trying to get these high kill games, trying to land as many points as they physically can to basically prove themselves on this platform. The ESL Mobile Open is a great platform to showcase your ability and to basically progress through the ladder and to get more respect, essentially, among the PUBG Mobile community. In the first place, we're going to kick things off today is Erengel with Team P18 dropping in. Lethal, take us away.
I certainly will indeed, as Hassan with the M4 already taken down. This is not the kind of start we'd like to see going into this. But Al King with the Bison there, you know, not something we'd normally see. And he hasn't really got many meds to his name either. So he only got that 1 med pack. Is now Al King, and you can see his teammate there, Sword, just both laying low, knowing that they're not in the best of spots here. But and then again, at the same time, I do have the circle advantage. They're just worried about the cover, or the lack of, we should say, as now they've already been taken down, as Skulls managed to take down 1. Panda's looking to push it up as well, and Gon is definitely not going to be going anywhere here, just hiding behind that car and with the smoke as well. But the only problem is, once that smoke's gone, there's going to be extra angles for some of their opponents to be able to take him down here.
But this is why you see a lot of the opponents, you know, taking pot shots through the smoke constantly, because if you manage to clip at least 1, you get so much information, and then your communication is just so much better for your teammates. You can just tell them how many people are in the smoke, how many people are, you know, sitting there and basically trying to be snakes in the grass at the time. So the fact that they've managed to get shots off at these P18 guys has given them so much information, and therefore they're kind of pinned down and in a really unfortunate position right now. We've got 6 teams up remaining at the moment, 15 alive. Quite a low kill count. I mean, for, you know, what we're looking at in terms of comparison right now for Team P18 with 14 kills currently. And yeah, just trying to play it slow as they progress out of a quite a tough position, and they're going to be pushed out of this position by the blue when it closes into the next circle.
Yeah, Sword is down at the moment. Hassan does take down 1 here, so that's going to help him, or give him a little bit of leadway as well. But Hassan has been cleaned up and is down for the count. So Gon is the only member left standing for P18. It's going to be a bit of a struggle here. He will be playing for placement if he can. Oh, he saw there as well. He was trying to at least res his teammate, but now he's only on 10% HP. He's going to have to back away and just leave it for now. But Buffalo Bill, right in the middle of the map here, still looking to try and push into that circle. But one of the main things is he's just barely inside, but also on the slow end of the circle. So he can crawl towards the circle if he needs to be. Still trying to do a bit of damage through that smoke with that AK. Still got plenty of meds as well to work with. He's got a nice bit of kit there to work with overall. So not looking too bad. And it's still, you know, in terms of team kills, does have 5. Only one of his teammates been taken down. Does a little bit of damage there across the map onto that buggy. But Skulls managed to take another opponent down from Rip 21. That's going to be Vodka. And Malfoy looking to push on it.
Yeah, Malfoy in a good position. He's got a good vantage point from where he's at the top of the hill. WP actually go on to win that in a 3v3v3 at the end. However, we are now switching over to Team WP on Miramar, the same team that we've just been watching. We're north of Los Leones right now and just outside the circle. Got a pretty good spot here, but who has the best spot? Team 17 in the distance. Look at them posted up, in fact, sorry, inside that building, right in the center at the edge of the circle. Just so fortunate that they've managed to get there and post up because, yeah, every other team now outside is in a really difficult position. They're going to have to try and throw down some smokes, move their way in, and basically try and push them out of the building as quickly as possible. But Outro over here, just trying to get some, trying to get a vantage point on any of those players that are inside the top window, just to give a little bit of comms to his teammates because they're still 4 up for Team WP. They're on 5 kills. It could be a high point game for them if they manage to secure the top spot. But there's only 8 alive in 3 teams, so it could be a dicey ending here, Lethal.
Yeah, 2 teams of 3 and a team of 2. They are in a horrible, horrible spot. Yeah, sure, I'm glad they've got some utility. They need to drive in. I'm glad Outro did because there was no other way. There was no coverage and nothing for them to actually be able to keep them at bay. But good money there to clean up one of those players. Buffalo Bill, we're going to witness his presence once again, but sadly not for too much longer as one of the players is trying to pop on in and Buffalo Bill does get taken down. He had a good start as he was pushing on forward, but it was not going to be enough. And that was some good stuff there from Team 17. They're in a really bad position. You saw that they had plenty of utility to work with, which was great. And the only way they can go in is to use one player to drive on through towards the structure and towards the house as well. Because the other 2 players were in no man's land. There was no way they were about to push up without taking any damage, or if not, actually get taken down non-stop. But good stuff from them. It could have gone a lot worse or maybe nowhere near in their favour. So could have been a lot better than we expected.
I mean, a big shout out to Ahmed as well, right at the very end there. He was a snake in the grass for that entirety of that back end of that match because he was the last one standing and managed to secure 2nd place. So GG's to him for getting those position points, and they'll be crucial towards the end there. But here we go. We're jumping in to Sanhok with Team Run here, and we're just west of Painan right now. And we're just going to see if they can manage to push over. They've got 4 up right now. Pretty advantageous position. Edge of circle. They've got some height, but, you know, they've got to worry about that left side solo player right there. So just trying to get eyes on anyone that they can potentially see to help them with their push as they kind of get eyes over this ledge. And, yeah, everyone's pretty sorted out. We've got 4 teams right now, 12 alive, 9 kills for Team 1 as we switch over to One Valentine right now to see if they can push up the hill, which is obviously a much tougher position, but they're right bang smack in the middle of the circle, Lethal.
Yeah, they're looking very good here. They're quite spun out, though. So in terms of coordination, they're going to be a little bit off here. So they're just going to play for angles and positional advantage rather than sticking together so much. But it's going to distract them heavily. The circle's directly in front of Valentine. So he's going to be pretty happy about it as Misery does take down Zeus and Lupin takes down Axe Fair and Stella takes down Tysa. So now we're going to see how things are going to change up. Still 11 alive, 3 teams left remaining, 9 kills now, which is still pretty good. Normally we do see bigger amounts from the top teams, especially in the top 8, but still 9 kills is a very, very good scoreline. Still trying to crawl in if he can. It's going to take him a bit of time, but he knows he's going to have to get a couple of kills along the way. He's trying to spray to try and get their attention. And this is going to be an opportunity for maybe to actually try and catch up, as one of them has been sniped down. Lupin will be put down onto the floor, but still got a little bit of time to work with here. Valentine knows that he hasn't really got positional advantage, but still can at least hide behind this low ground until he finds an opening to then push on up.
There's the snipe that I've been hoping for that we just witnessed. One Valentine throwing down the smokes to see if he can push up the hill because Team Run right now are still in the best position. The team that we kicked off this clip with, they have to push down the hill and one are going to be pushed up the hill. So here we go. The blue is pushing them in. Are they going to be able to basically use the smoke as much to their advantage as they possibly can and just, you know, rely on their skill as well? Oh, Valentine gets dropped fairly quickly and now we switch back over to Run, I believe, because Team 1 are now all down. 2 teams left, 5 alive. It is a 4v1 Lethal. They're going to have to push through to this hut that Dark is just chilling out in, and he is in a very difficult spot. There we go. Closing out that clip right there. Team Run managed to close that one out and get the top spot with a fairly high kill game for them.
Yeah, definitely. I was just laughing at 1v4 earlier. It looked like it was a zombie apocalypse just going straight for the house, and you had absolutely no way out at all. And yeah, in a 1v4, what do you expect, especially that, in terms of the high caliber skill between both teams. So it was going to happen. It was going to get taken down. You're right, though, Banks. 9 kills is still pretty good. 3 teams left, 7 alive. But what is Baton going to do here? What is his game plan? He's already given away his position, but that's more due to the fact that he's just trying to find out if anyone is sneaking on up, which is understandable. All 3 members just continue to keep this high ground, and now looking to continue on forward as Phaeton just trying to find a better position here if he can. So at level 3 backpacks, it will be noticed quite clearly. It depends on when he wants to give all the rest of everything up, but he's still got plenty of meds, plenty of energy drinks, painkillers. He's got everything he needs, but almost got taken down as the smoke is going to make a big play for him. He's going to try and re-heal, but not looking too good. His helmet's actually almost run out of damage. So, 1 clip to the head and he's pretty much dead here. He's just trying to survive as much as he can, but no changes so far in the kill feed.
Yeah, Team On don't really need to do a huge amount here. They have the advantageous position. It's 8 circles. It's closing in. It's going to be really tight, and they have the high ground, so they don't need to do a huge amount. They don't need to push. We can pretty much assume that all the enemies are going to be snakes in the grass at this point because they're having to move uphill. They're going to be lying down and trying to just crawl their way in with the blue and then hopefully get some pot shots off. But doing a good job here, just going to throw some nades in. That's what he's going to have to do, basically, just to try and get any kind of information for his teammates to let them know, right, they're here, where my nade landed, so maybe just keep continuing throwing nades to that end. But yeah, we've got Team On chilling out at the top, using this tree line as cover. And I mean, you can even see his teammates on the left, his snakes in the grass himself, just trying to get a little bit of advantage over the edge of the hill so that they can just get any kinds of information. But so far, nothing at the moment. 2 teams up, 6 alive. It is literally a 4v2. They could just push this and see if they can just clutch up. But yeah, again, a slow ending to what seemed to be a pretty fast-paced game for Team On, as they're on 10 kills, and if they can close this out, a 12-kill win would be so crucial for the points for the ladder, Lethal.
Yeah, there's no way they're going to lose this. And a 4v2, they've got all the angles covered and are going to push on forward. And you can see they're already completely cleaned up. Not only was it a 4v2, they had every single angle ready, covered, and they were just a matter of time, really, delaying the inevitable until they pincered in and finished off the last 2 opponents. And when you're in that kind of situation, especially when you haven't even got the high ground either, no positional advantage in the slightest, it was just a matter of time.
I think it's just lucky nades. Like, you need to just try and get off as many lucky nades as you can. Maybe they didn't have any towards the end there. Or maybe it would give away their position if they start throwing nades from lying down in their position that they were at right then over the crest. But, I mean, a pretty difficult one. They got lucky with the circle as well, Team On, so they could just stay at the top of that hill and just work their way down slowly and manage to secure the 12-kill win, which is vital points, like I've already mentioned. But we're going to jump on in to Miramar for our final clip of PUBG Mobile, when they're going to try and play the high ground once again and move through the smoke. But here we go, flying in the car, Team FV, Lethal.
Right, yeah, we're going to see what they can do here. Very risky start. We know how open Miramar can be, as already now it's going to try and get away as fast as possible. Completely understandable. Using this vehicle just to try and find out exactly not just where everyone is, but also give away his position on purpose, so then he can give his teammates a little bit of leadway in order to get away from their current disadvantageous position. So Dextro here just looking to see if he can get away and get behind that smoke, which he does manage to, as one of the players does get taken down by the explosion, and one that actually gets taken down by the play zone as well. Still got plenty of meds to work with, so it shouldn't be too bad here, as he would be able to stay alive. No, he does not. So it does get cleaned up eventually, and did take a little bit longer than we expected. But Gabriel here just hiding behind the buggy and the van just to try and bandage up. Perfectly understandable. And you can see there's still 7 alive, 4 teams remaining, and you can see Team Doom just on the other end of the map, just again playing this very cautiously, just trying to heal up as much as he can before he's going to re-engage. But see, one of his teammates is going to be alongside him here, so looking pretty good here. But in terms of circle advantage, nothing of the sort. So he's going to use that buggy and use the smoke to push on a little bit further. But will he be able to take down one of the players down below? He has positional advantage once again, but is that going to be a decent enough nade? Yes, it is. That was an absolute banger of a nade there, Banks, as Gabriel now looking to try and stay alive and try and get a decent placement.
Yeah, they obviously knew that they had a bit of a snake in the grass down on the bottom left of your screen as they basically were going to push through the blue and try and get up the hill. So they needed to make sure that they got that drop so that they didn't get caught out at the end, maybe from him pushing in behind them. So 4K have managed to secure that. Now they can push on over and try and secure the kills over on this right side against the duo that is down below them, because they've still got 3 up. They've definitely got the man advantage. They got a solo down at the bottom there. So it's basically a 3v2v1. So 4K, just keep the high ground and just make sure that you can secure these kills. One of the players from Team 2 is pushed up to try and get a little flank going, but I think he's been spotted because that was an absolutely perfect nade from Gabriel once again. The god of nades, 4K Gabriel, absolutely putting them in. But yeah, we've got 2 down at the bottom still. Frosty is most likely going to go down. He still managed to stay up pretty well there. But yeah, finally he goes down. And we've got this one man right at the very back, just chilling out. He's going to be forced out from the blue. I mean, what do you do in this position, Lethal?
Get ready for the next game. That's probably what I would do. Look at this. They've got height position. They've got 2 players underneath. It's a 3v2. They're going to have 0 issues here. If they somehow lose this, then it's going to be one of the biggest upsets I've seen in a long time. And there we have it, though. Doom does get taken down. One poor man left standing behind that rocket. They're very far back. Oh, actually, saying so does actually take him down with the M4. Okay, so could be a little bit different from what we expected in terms of the outcome, but don't worry though, Gabriel will get picked up and fight for another day. Still waiting for him to push up here. Both teams, they haven't really got the circle as of yet, but look at the position that 4K are in. They're literally laughing right now. Even right this second, he's trying to dive in with the buggy and is going to try and push on up. I'm not really too sure what he plans to do, but maybe try and run him down or anything like that, or maybe even push him around and go for the flank, which he does and takes him down eventually. Took a little bit of time there, considering that was a 3v1, but you can see that 4K had no reason to make the push until the finals phase did commence, which it did. And you can see that the opponent on the other side was just playing for placement. He knew there's nothing more he could have done. If he does take down one of the players, he's just going to revive once again. So it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, it was difficult. I think the end push was just to ensure that they got the kill and that he didn't die to Storm, didn't die to the blue, because he didn't want that to happen and wanted to make sure they can get that last kill. But one thing that we do need to mention to you as well, to make sure you get in your diaries, the 13th of June, the top 8 from this portion of the ladder will be going through to join the other top 8 from the previous ladder in a 16-man finals. So 13th of June, make sure you are there watching the PUBG Mobile finals from the ESL Mobile Open. It's going to be great. So to keep up to date with everything happening in the ESL Mobile Open as well, don't forget, you can put !social in the chat. Go and give us a follow and we will keep you up to date with everything as the week progresses. So up next, we've got all the action from Clash Royale in this week. Don't go anywhere.
Thank you all for watching the ESL Mobile Open. Make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also don't forget to follow us on social media at ESL Mobile.